Hey guys, so excuse my hair because I literally just got out of the shower, so it's like dripping wet. Um, so as you can tell from the title, oh my gosh, I am going through this again, and it's just sad. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's sad, it's depressing, it's upsetting. I'm over it. I am over it all. So we have been doing great, and we basically, my hair is just leaking everywhere. We basically started to have some bleeding, and I went to triage. I wasn't sure what I was going to find out or what they were going to tell me. Um, the entire way to the hospital, I just kept, like, I was weeping so much because I just was so scared. I was so scared. And I was just crying so hard because I was just like, I can't do this again. I can't go through this again. I was actually at work when I had everything happen, and my manager's just like, just calm down. Everything's going to be okay. And I'm just like, I cannot lose another baby. I can't go through this again. It was so hard the first time, but it was like my first time and I didn't know what to expect. The second time tore my heart out because I just got so attached to her, and seeing her little face with all her little features, and then actually giving birth to her and her still being alive and having to go through that just like as a mom was just so hard. And then to find out that I'm pregnant again, and then to say, this is going to be it. Third time's the charm. We have this. And then to just lose again out of the blue for no reason, it really bums. Like it sucks. And I don't have any encouraging words because I'm still fresh because I'm still miscarrying right now, and I don't know what to say to myself. On the entire way to the hospital, I kept thinking, you knew this might happen, you knew what the risk was. I was like trying to pacify myself. I was trying to, tell myself that I had my hopes up, but at the same time, I knew the risk. I knew that this would happen or could happen. And while I was trying not to blame myself by saying, why did you get your hopes up? Things that we think. Why did you get your hopes up? Why did you work? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I tried not to do that because I spent so much time during my other losses trying to guess what I did. And this time around, I have done nothing. I've done nothing but take care of my body. I've done nothing but take care of the baby. I've done nothing but eat healthy, and I've done everything that I can. And it still just wasn't enough. And I just cannot stress that enough to myself. I am very confused. I'm confused because it would be different if all of my losses were due to pre-prom, or if all of my losses were due to the hematoma like I had the first time. But they're so different, and they're varying. Close to 12 weeks, close to 10 weeks, 19 weeks. The timeline is varying. There's no basis to go off of as to why I've had these losses, and it terrifies me. When I talked to the doctor this past time at triage, they basically were saying that if they were all due to the same thing, then we could pinpoint. But since we can't, we need to do research. So before I can get pregnant again, and I'm not trying to get pregnant anytime soon, I just mean ever. Like, before I ever get pregnant again, I need to do some kind of research. I need to do some kind of test. I need to do some kind of diagnosis. And that is just, it's terrifying to me because it's scary that, say in 5 years when, I've already finished school, maybe I've already, had a few deals, Tony is where he wants to be with his career. Maybe then if we started searching, it scares me that, we'll find out that there's something wrong that I can't fix. You know, that it's not something where I just need to get pregnant and then get on progesterone, or I need to get pregnant and we need to do a stitch, which would help with PPROM, or we need to do this, or we need to take these hormones, or make sure you're taking these vitamins. It terrifies me that we'll get to, I'll get to a certain age and I will say, hey, at this point in my life, I want to start, investigating, because it's stressful and it's not something that I am going to be doing while I'm in school. I want to finish, I want to focus, and then after I want, you can unleash the dragon of what is wrong with your uterus. It's like a game we can play. What's wrong with Jade's uterus? Oh, it's not this, so it must be this. And I just don't want to spend my whole life, searching, and I feel like I'm going to cry, but I don't want to spend my entire life searching and searching to just find out, oh, Jade can't have kids. It's so horrible, and I am a very strong person. I've been through a lot in my entire life. I've been through abuse, I've been through assault, I've been through just degradation and abandonment. I've been through a lot of stuff, and to get to the point to where I say I am hopeful, and then to get to the point to where I say I don't know if I still have hope, it's very serious. And to know that there are women out there that are dealing with these things long term, that have been trying for years, it is scary. People always want to say, oh, you're so young, you'll have plenty of time. And one of the things that I always say to that is, it doesn't really matter for time when there's something wrong. If there's something wrong that tells me that I cannot have any children, it doesn't matter how long I have to think about having children or being a mom. I still can't do it. It doesn't matter how, someone said, well, maybe, in the future, by that time, your body will have healed enough. I don't know about that. I don't know. Because I don't know if it's necessarily my body needs to heal, or we need to figure out what's going on so that we can fix the issue. Something that is genetic, or something, I don't know, hereditary, or something that, maybe was a, outcome of an injury from when I was a kid. Who knows? And until we do that kind of research and we dig in deep, we may have more losses, and it's terrifying. With this pregnancy, I just felt so sure. And the scary part is that, as you guys saw in one of the other videos, is that I said, I don't want to feel sure. And then I don't want to feel like everything is going great, and then it doesn't. And then, a few weeks later, I am fine, and then I go to the doctor, or I go to triage, and they just smack me with a no heartbeat. It wasn't even like, oh, we need to do this, or we need to take this precaution. I got my ultrasound, and she, very sadly, she gave me one of those really soft voices, and she said, I'm going to show you what I have on the screen, and this is the baby, this is your uterus, this is where things should be going, and I do not see a heartbeat here. I don't see any flicker. And of course I had that instant thought of, you're wrong, because there's nothing wrong with my baby. And I didn't say that because I'm not rude, but I was just like, is there anything else we can do? Can we try any other test? Could you be, could you just be missing it? And I stayed for a little longer. They took me in to do one of the in-depth ultrasounds where it took forever, and I cried the entire time. And, the technician kept saying, just almost done. I'm so sorry, almost done. And then they took me back to the room, and a different doctor came in, one of the more because I'm considered high risk now. So one of the high risk doctors came in and basically was like, you know, our findings were correct. The baby stopped growing maybe a couple of days ago. There's no heartbeat. And I cried and I cried and I cried. I just could not even imagine. I couldn't imagine it. Anyway, so that is what I'm dealing with. Well, I was dealing with. At least the pain was nowhere near as intense as it is now. So they gave me the medication and they sent me home to, you know, process things on my own and then to come back if things, you know, get worse. And whew, let me tell you. So last year I had to actually give birth to my daughter. And I mean, the labor was serious and I almost died. And the pain was like a 30 on a scale 1 to 10. And this pain was nowhere near that pain. That pain was death. This pain was terrifyingly scary, but not as bad. But, oh yeah, I did not sleep last night. I didn't get up to bed until 8 o'clock. I've been having, they're sort of like contractions, but not, just a lot of pressure, a lot of pain. And, this is just for, I've been having some women ask me, you know, what's the experience that you go through with this? The first time, I think my body just kind of knew that I was going to lose the baby. And so it was not that hard. I took the medicine and then I lost the baby about a day later. It's been 2 days and I'm dying. So I have a follow-up with the doctor tomorrow just to make sure that everything is okay. And I do know that there is the option for the D&C. I will not be taking it because I had no choice in taking it last year because I had to have surgery after the birth. And I just want to leave my uterus alone. So I'm just really trying to do this naturally to do this naturally. And everything is okay now. So there's no crazy nonsense going on to where I should be worried. I'm just trying to let it progress on its own so that there's as little risk to my uterus as possible, which my doctors have okayed. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day. I tried so hard not to get attached, but as I said in one of the other videos, it's hard because I want to be a mom so bad. And I just don't think people understand, coming from my family history and background and the things that I've dealt with and the issues that I've had with parental figures and, you know, with my history of abuse. I just wanted to experience this on my own and be a mom to my own children and show someone that unconditional love and to just pass on my vibes, my energy, to pass on my soul, pieces of my soul to someone else. And yes, a part of me feels like it's selfish that I've had these children, and that I've lost them. I feel like they're souls that are taken from me. And that it's something that I've done to myself. And I know that there are women that feel that way, and I don't know how to console them or to console myself. It's hard because I just thought it was going to happen. I really did. And that's the thing that baffles me, is that hope gives you a level of peace, you know, just of serenity. And now I feel like it's gone. And that's one of the things that I plan to write about in my book. I had a lot written, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to start over. I have so much more to say now, and I have so many more thoughts, and I view things so differently. I just don't think that the things that I wrote about my losses before, they're no longer the things that I feel about my future. And it's sad, but it's true and it's honest, and that's all that I want to be. Anyway, so I'm sorry that this was a long video, but I really hope that I've reached someone, that I've inspired you guys to share your stories, because this is something we have to talk about. Feel free to reach out to me if anyone wants to talk about your situation or mine. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I mean, I'm an open book. I always have been, and I always will be. I don't want to show a facade of anything. I am struggling, and I'm also healing. These things coincide. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you later.